discipline yourself to be curious, ask them questions like that. And that's even something I always have to do. Sometimes you probably have the experience, oh, they're a great client, and jump right in and offer a solution when you're being proactive or being too aggressive or just jumping in before knowing how to connect your solution with their pain. So you need to slow down at times in order to speed up. And slow down and ask them some questions that really engage them. And when you ask that question, it actually comes across as if you're being interested in them. You're acknowledging them. You really want to know what's going on in their life. And maybe some of their pains might not be what you have to offer, and then you can direct them to somebody else. Or you may have to ask another question that directs with what you have to offer, like if it's legal services. If you can say, does worry about getting a lawsuit worry you at all? And you talk about, overhead and clients. And so that'll open up another doorway. So there's other ways of getting to specifically what you have to offer, either your product or service or to build a team and recruit. And any questions on that? Does that make sense? That helpful? Does helpful so far? Yes, it does. Okay. And so during the conversation, that's one question you can ask that will lead into the problem, identifying the problem. And then other elements of finding a person's communication style are key elements like, are they motivated going towards something, or are they motivated avoiding things? Do they need steps and procedures, or do they just need the bottom line, the big picture? So those are some other key things that will help you then understand how to present your solution to them. Because if you're presenting a solution to somebody that just wants the big picture, and you're giving them a bunch of steps of what needs to be done, they're going to get overwhelmed and frustrated, and they're going to say, well, this sounds too complicated for me, or this sounds like a lot of steps. So you need to know what kind of person you're talking with, how they process information. Are they visual, auditory, kinesthetic, or do they need steps, or just want the big picture, or maybe a combination of those? So those you can find out during the conversation. You can either ask them questions, or you can start to pick up key elements in their language and in their words. And so when you present a solution, you need to present it in a way that makes sense to them so they can really quickly and easily process it and say, yes, I want to take action. And the rapport has to be there, the trust and credibility has to be there, and the mindset still has to be there, because that's still the foundation. So now, during the conversation, I talked about POTS and certain words, and I'll cover two of them here, because there are dangerous words that I cover. Because those, like the word POTS, I created a negative train of thought. On my last presentation, I talked about one word, a dangerous word. Anyone remember that dangerous word that I talked about last time? No. Hope. Yes. Hope. H-O-P-E, hope. It doesn't sound dangerous, but can you imagine your doctor saying, I hope I can find what's wrong with you? It's doubting that message. And so the way it can be damaging, like the word POTS will create a negative train of thought, would be you saying something, I hope to hear from you soon. I hope you like what you hear. I hope you like our product or service. I hope you really value what we're talking about. I hope, I hope, I hope. So hope is actually a word of doubt, of expectations. I hope to hear from you soon means you don't expect them to hear from them, you're hoping they call you. So replace the word hope with a positive outcome of, I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon. And also, when instead of saying, I hope you like this product, or hope you like our product, you're going to love my product and our service. You're going to be great hands. So that word alone will also create a positive train of thought. So you want to be aware of certain words. I'll share with you one more dangerous word. We have 9 of them, and have up to 3 powerful words. Another dangerous word I didn't share last time is don't. D-O-N-apostrophe-T, don't. The way it's damaging or dangerous in hitting a negative train of thought, and I'll give you a quick exercise right now. Don't think about your car in the parking lot. Yeah. And don't think about your car in the parking lot with someone looking through the window that might want to break into it. Now the emotions start to change. Listen. And so the way it's damaging can be damaging in a conversation when you want to create trust and credibility and confidence. Is saying a statement like, this is our product service, don't worry. It'll help you. Don't worry. You'll be successful. And so they have to start thinking about worrying in order to make sense of that. The emotions start to build up. And you say, I hope you do well on this. And then there's another negative word that before you know it, they're thinking, I want to think about this. So be cautious with the word don't. You want to think also about the positive outcome. So instead of saying don't worry, say I want you to feel confident. Don't think that we're flaky. Don't think that I'm flaky. I want you to feel reassured. I missed your phone call, and I apologize for not calling you back within 24 hours. So be cautious with the word don't in a way that will create a negative train of thought. So now we talked about the mindset, rapport, creating trust and credibility, touched on some of the conversation, identifying the problem, and then presenting the solution in a way that is magical to them, for them to really take action. And now, for them to take action, one key thing you want to do in regards to help people take action, the seventh key, the seventh element, is, and there's a 5 or 6 different elements. I'll share one of them that are effective and powerful. Create a sense of urgency. People will take action when if there's no sense of urgency, like, okay, I'll think about it, I'll get back to you next week, next month. But think about creating a sense of urgency. And it could be the standard classic early bird special. It's only good until next week. Or the urgency could be they're not feeling well. You really want to take care of this week before it gets worse. Or you really want to start building up extra revenue in case you get laid off. And you need to start doing it now because it'll take some time for us to build on this. So create a sense of urgency, and that'll help, again, in many cases, getting people to continue to take action and want to take action. And you don't want to do it with too much pressure because then they're going to think you're just trying to force something on them. You want to do it with empathy, and you want to do it congruently and with ethics, because otherwise, if they see that behind that there's really no sense of urgency, that there really is no early bird special, that this is the price we always offer, then that's going to break the rapport and eventually break the relationship up. So you can't create a sense of urgency. Any questions on what I covered? Has this been helpful so far? Yes or yes? Yeah. So,
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you give an example? Because the distinction is really kind of very, it's very similar. The line is very thin between creating the urgency with an empathy rather than creating the urgency with putting the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give an example of a situation where the salesperson is putting the pressure versus creating the empathy?
So the question was asking us, can you give us an example or kind of distinguish creating a sense of urgency that creates kind of a sales pressure versus with empathy? And so the empathy is the one you want to do, and that's based also on your mindset and your intentions. So if your intentions are with empathy, that I really want to help this person, your voice and the words, listen. And also, if you can do it when I do it, I also make phrases in emails or in conversations. I'm following up the deadline for the early bird specials coming up. I don't want you to miss out on the opportunity to take advantage of the best, the low rate or the best prices. So I also follow up by saying I don't want you, even though I don't it's negative, in this case it can be even a positive way, because they have to think about losing an opportunity. I don't want you to feel disappointed about losing this opportunity. And so it's also in your voice, in the words you use, because if you say, hey, this is early bird special, and come across aggressive, and then if you're in person, I mentioned this also, if you're in person, you want to be careful where you stand, because if you're talking to somebody in person, where you stand will also create a pattern of aggressiveness. And since there's quite a few people in the room, new people in the room, I'll share with you where you stand and how it impacts people, because that also impacts when you're talking about the sense of urgency. And in many cases, this model may be broken up into days, meaning you may meet them at a networking event, and you don't really know their pains yet because they need a chance, and then you have to follow up, and you have another follow-up meeting to present your solution. And then you have to think about, in your mind, with intention and integrity, I have a deadline, I have a sense of urgency. And the urgency also could be, we have one of our top performers that is here to do a training. I really want you to be part of the team and hear this presentation. So it's all with ethics and integrity. So it's the way you're thinking about it with your integrity and intentions, and the way you present it with your voice, and also where you stand. So I'll quickly show you, if you can help me, please. Come on up, you can help me. So briefly in regards to body position and body motion, just a handshake. Your name is Dan? Yeah. Okay, so this is handshake, right shoulder to right shoulder. This is non-threatening. Dan and I are having just a casual conversation, and there's no aggression involved. However, if you shift your body position in a way, the energy shifts. And so if I'm standing here with Dan, that shift, it becomes a little bit, the energy is a little more aggressive, doesn't it? So where you stand is important. So ladies, stand at start off at an angle, and I've had people step back. And so
I'm afraid of you after I told him about the black belt and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's can't find position. And so this is a primal reaction with men. Men are very primal, and this is like, you're in my face, this is combative. women are very social, you're face to face, and so you're okay standing face to face. And also men, you can approach a woman and be face to face. They want to be face to face. But women, if you're approaching a man and presenting your solution to them, don't present your solution in their face, like, hey, there's a deadline, there's an urgent special. You're going to come across as aggressive as you're pushing on them. And so where you stand also when you're presenting the sense of urgency will impact how they receive it. So men, when you're networking and meeting other men, start off at an angle at 9%, and then eventually it'll migrate face to face as the rapport starts to build there. And then ladies, if you're meeting a man, start off at an angle and eventually it'll migrate. And men, if you're meeting, and women it's okay, men visiting and networking with women, it's okay to be face to face. Thank you, Dan. Just give him a hand for helping out. Any other questions? Okay, for those that didn't hear my presentation the last time I was here, again, I have about an hour of recorded audio I did a teleclass. Just connect with me after and I'll give you the link to that. And also, if you want to know more about the 7 steps to getting a yes, again, this is actually kind of a whole day of information and exercise that I go through. And it's based on NLP, how the therapists were creating amazing change and people are really connecting with them. And it's not a model that fits everything. Some of them you need statistics and more information, it's more technical and over gentle when you're working with people and connecting with them. This model is very powerful and very effective because the therapists, again, were going through these steps and they realized what was happening towards the end and how they really needed to connect with them. So I will end off with a few things. First, a quote: watch your thoughts. Your thoughts will impact your words, like hope and don't. And don't, let me back up on don't, because as in Black, years ago I was doing self-defense and conflict resolution training. And using NLP, as I learned NLP, as I was studying it when I was in the high-tech field. And the word don't. And if anyone pulls out a weapon, like a gun or a knife, you know what not to say now, right? Don't shoot. So what should you say? Shoot. Someone at one of my seminars said, don't shoot my friend, and then run. You need new friends when you do that. So also think about the part about leave me alone. Just a few words you can use in a conflict like that, the best. Just leave me alone, here's my money, just throw the money and then run, or throw the money that way and run that way. And so be cautious, and conflicts is also critical to be aware of how the word don't will impact you. So watch your thoughts will impact your words. Watch your words will impact your actions. You want positive actions, work with you, hire me, buy from me. Watch your actions will impact your habits. Watch your habits will impact your character. And ultimately, watch your character. Your character will impact your destiny. So you all knew that you all have been exposed to success as an inside job. It starts with you expecting great things, connecting with people, having good thoughts, and from that, your words and your emotion will start to be more congruent, and you'll start to then have a certain presence that people will be attracted to you and want to do business with you. So I'm going to end off. We start off with an exercise. I always like to end off with a positive energy exercise. I ask you to turn to someone next to you and say, you're amazing, you're wonderful, and you're having a phenomenal year. So I want you to proclaim it to the universe. Say, I am amazing, I'm wonderful, and I'm having a phenomenal life. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go.